Hello, how are you? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Agaw Media. Welcome to today's news. There is urgent and breaking news. Please stay up to the end. Thank you. Press release issued by the Agaw Scholars Association: ongoing destruction and ethnic cleansing in Amhara region, Abiy zone, Gugusa, and Zigam districts. Here is the full text. Ethnic Agews of Ethiopia and Eritrea comprise one of the oldest nations of the northern half of Ethiopia and highlands of Eritrea, if they merely are not the single most autochthonous nation of the mentioned region. In historical literature, the term was commonly spelled as Agaw and pronounced locally as agew, both being interchangeable. In history, Agews are referred to as one of the most creative people in Africa, for their contributions in agriculture, animal crossbreeding and rock-hewn excellences from the ancient time to the medieval era. Patriotism is also attributed to this old nation, from time immemorial to contemporary history of Ethiopia. Despite these facts, since the demise of their golden civilization of Zagwe, 1007-1270 AD, this nation has been subjected to all kinds of violence. For the past 750 years, they were first subjected to epistemic violence, orchestrated in the time between 1225 and 1314 AD by the Coptic manuscript, Khyber-Negest. In this document, also known as the Ethiopian National Saga, the Cushitic Agews are portrayed as inferior to their own Semitic-speaking brethren, and not worthy of the throne ever again. This ethnic segregation was also well recited in different church parchments in the time to come, which resulted in the total isolation of the Agews from power, political representations, and even the rights of self-expression and rule. This narrative and associated practice is still well embedded within the church and its massive and staunch followers. After the last monarch was dethroned by the Derg in 1974, the fate of agew only grew worse. In those 17 years of the Derg regime, the prolonged war kept on dwindling agew, mainly the northern agew. Drought, famine, and disease became the anomalistic characters of this long-persisted nation. According to some research, the infamous drought and famine of 1984 by itself buried 60% of its child population in one single year. Soon, the systematically crafted structural violence followed during the Apartheid regime. In those 27 years from 1991 to 2018, the Agews were denied their rights of self-rule, the luxury of infrastructures such as health, education, and roads facilities. Some sects of agew, such as the qemant, were even erased from the national census of 2006. The worst form of violence against the Agews of Ethiopia surfaced in the time of the Prosperity Party. All sects of agew, namely Goijam, Kimra, Waglasta, and qemant, Gonder, have been subjected to direct violence in these 6 years from 2018 to 2024. The qemant conflict, Tigray War, and the still aggravated Amhara region rebellion brought consecutive massacres to the innocent and neglected Agews. Almost all of these crimes against humanity were and are still conducted mainly by the fanatic Amhara Fano. The still ongoing massacre against the Agews of Goijam is probably the most brutal of its kind. The massacre and ethnic cleansing was jeopardized when Amhara National Regional State created a map without knowledge of Agaw zonal government or national council, to annex the southern region of Agew zone into western Goijam zone, against its own regional constitution. This was frantically published in the region's third-grade textbook in 2023. This mapped areas where Agew zone borders with the neighboring Oromo region, and this has been crafted to separate the two peoples of the country they level, Cushitic. The same policy had also been implemented to separate the Qemant Agews from the Sudanese border in the previous years. The Amhara fanatic Fano is now designed in a way to execute this mission in Agew zone. In this regard, several mass murders, lootings, and vandalizing of Agew properties have been executed, especially in Waradis, where Agew zone is in junction with Oromo. Till this very day, Agews are massacred in zone, their cattle are being looted in thousands, and their farms, properties, and houses are set on fire by Fano outlaws. For instance, hundreds of elders, women, children, and young people are being victimized indiscriminately in Ambla town and the surroundings. This continued till today outside Ambla and its surrounding to another Warada, Zygem. When challenged by the local people, Fano outlaws answer that that very land belongs to Amhara, not to the wretched Agews. The mass murder, burning villages and towns, looting and vandalizing is still going on till this very minute, our association addresses the situation. It has been over 6 months since Agew Scholars Association, along with other stakeholders, desperately started trying to disclose the situation and longing for solutions. But Agews are so deprived of their self-ruling rights, and denied political representations, infrastructure and any other national privileges. They have neither well-organized media outlets, nor strong civil and political institutions. Hence, our efforts tend to end up in vain, and no stakeholder including the federal government dares to listen to the ethnic cleansing Agew is experiencing on a daily level. As a result, our nation, which is already on the verge of extinction, is about to be erased from history in broad daylight. While the world is witnessing the process, Agew Scholars Association kindly requests the international community to intervene immediately before the world loses its own long-persisted ethnic group. Our association expects human rights associations, other civic organizations and global institutions to react immediately, which, otherwise, our very existence will be in jeopardy. This is to reiterate that international institutions' action would be crucial to reverse this situation. Thank you for watching. Subscribe our channel and be a family. See you. We will meet in another video. Have a nice day.